Hey, welcome to a new month. It's now July. If it's your birthday this month, happy birthday to you. So it's getting hotter, isn't it? Hope you're doing your best to stay cool and I don't know, maybe taking some ice and just putting it over your forehead, or if you're lucky enough to have central AC, then oh man, then that's awesome. 'Cause it's gonna be like one of these days it's gonna be 100. Um, and yeah, so it's heating up. That's why I'm exercising when it cools down at night. And something else. This is kind of a plug because I've always liked languages, and so there's a program slash app called Duolingo, Duolingo. I really recommend it. Get the app or just to go on the website. It's such a cool thing to learn languages, and they make it like very much like a game, and it caters to all sorts of learning styles. So currently I'm learning Japanese and French. Because back some time ago, I took some Japanese in Mount Sac, and then I took French in high school and in Chaffey College, and but the truth is I've forgotten quite a bit of these two languages, so now I'm using Duolingo to get back on it. So hey, if you have some time on your hands and you're looking to learn more languages and have fun with that, check out that app, Duolingo, Duolingo. So cool. All right, so upward and onward, yeah, to our module this week. So we are already here, module 5. So if you'll recall, the larger overarching theme for our class is the human experience. We had this, we looked at grammar, we looked at textual analysis, research paper. This actually is our first thematic unit in terms of a more exclusive topic, right? In this case, it's nature and us. So since we're considering the human experience specifically now in the 21st century, so we're considering this, our relationship to nature. Cool, huh? So if you look here, so this is module 5. Some of the signposts to remember is that the research paper essay outline is due the 12th, so that's due this coming Sunday, the 12th, at the end of the module. And yeah, let's get right into it. Sorry, before we get into the Canvas, I just want to remind you too that we're having our peer review workshop for the research paper. It's going to be just like we did it for the first paper, which I know those are coming in, and I'm looking forward to read those. So I just want to remind you that the rough draft for the research paper for the workshop is going to be Tuesday the 14th, so that's coming up. Write this down in your calendar so it doesn't catch you by surprise. And we're going to do it the same exact way, just recall that the rough draft, so at least 2 pages, and write it down in your calendar so like I said, it doesn't catch you by surprise. So yeah, let's dive into our Canvas page here. Okay, so this is us, and okay, so first thing, how many of you know Roald Dahl? Roald Dahl was one of my favorite authors as a kid. I think he was from Wales originally, but he wrote The BFG, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Matilda, James and the Giant Peach. Do you guys ever read that one? That's such an awesome one. So we're actually going to start by reading a story by Roald Dahl, and it's such a neat story because it corresponds with our topic for this thematic unit, which is nature and us, and it's exploring sound and things that we don't consider as having a sonic world, which is plants and trees, and the protagonist in this story, the sound machine, really explores that world. So I know you'll enjoy it as much as I did. It's such a rad story. And so I investigated and I said, okay, what's the closest that someone has come to making something like what Kloster makes with his sound machine? And I actually found somebody. She called herself a sonic artist. She's named Mylise. And so you're gonna after reading this story, you're gonna watch this video because it's corresponding with that topic of the sound machine. So this is a fictional sound machine here, as envisioned by Klausner, and then here Milese does the actual thing. So watch this after reading the story, and take some notes too, because it'll help you with this discussion board. So as you're reading the story, like I mentioned before earlier at the start of this term, it's really helpful to print out the readings and to have a highlighter in hand, and also be taking marginal notes as you're reading it. And so you're going to cite a quote from the story that you feel is significant. What's its larger meaning as it relates to the story? Why is the quote significant? And then check this out. Here comes the connection with Milese's work. Roald Dahl takes us into the magical world of sound. In the story, the main character, Klausner, builds a machine that can pick up sounds that exist beyond our own hearing threshold. How does this relate to the work of Milese, as seen in the linked video above, right here? Remember, since this is a discussion board, you're also going to reply to at least one classmate's post. So there's bilateral conversation, and it's not just a monologue or writing into a vacuum. So that's the first task for this week's module. The next one, so after having the story fresh in your mind, you're going to take this reading quiz. It's just comprehension. Like if you read it, you'll do well. And it's 5 points, 5 minutes. Essentially, question. You pace yourself for like a minute per question. It's an easy peasy thing. If you read it, you'll get it. So do it right after reading the story, so that the story is still fresh in your mind. And afterward, here is the link for the outline, which is coming up, which I mentioned here, and that is on the 12th. So that's Sunday. I've had a few of you already start to turn in these outlines, and so for the rest of you, be working on that, the outline, okay? So that's by Sunday. And what else? Oh, and here is the workshop that I'm also including in this thematic unit. Just to remind you that the rough draft for the research paper is going to be due Tuesday, July 14th. So remember to write that down in your calendar so that it doesn't catch you by surprise. And so that's here. And if I'm including it in this module, it's going to be the same exact one that I'm going to include in next week's module, because that's what next week's module is going to be about. So with that being said, so here that is. Be working on the rough draft there. Have it ready by Tuesday, 11:59 p.m. And again, just like we did last time. I'll bring this up again next week, since the whole week's going to be devoted to that. And for this module that just finished, hopefully you were able to glean some helpful nuggets for really navigating the databases and how to actually do the work of research as you are embarking on this endeavor of the final research paper. Hopefully you were able to glean some awesome things from the librarian's workshop. And I believe that's it for this module. Yep, that's it for this module. So other than that, guys, I wish you a beautiful week. Remember to keep always exercise, stay hydrated, drink plenty of water, and and check out Duolingo. It's a real cool thing. Like it's so fun that you don't even realize that you're learning, and as you're moving farther down into your lessons, then you'll realize just how much you are learning. All right, guys, other than that, have an awesome week.